everyone, happy Monday. I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me in a week in Notion. As you know, I've done a bunch of videos on Notion and also just other productivity apps, but I feel like this will give an insight as to how I actually use these apps day to day. Instead of seeing like the entire setup, you can actually just see it in action. So let me know what other products or apps you would like to see this type of video on. I think this would be a really fun series to do. So you probably saw this morning that I did a quick little planning of everything that I want to make this week for dinner. I feel like it's just so much nicer to prep my meals in advance, just to know kind of what I need to buy for the week, because I like to go grocery shopping at the beginning of the week so I don't have to go every single day of the week if I need to make something. So I usually do this on Mondays. I think today will be the most Notion heavy because Mondays usually are reserved for weekly reviews, setting up the new week, and also like planning out my work for the week, all that kind of stuff, my meals, all that. So I think today will be the most Notion heavy, and then throughout the week I'll just do my bits and bobs and kind of pop in to see kind of what I planned on today. So I think the first thing I want to do is make my to-do list for the week, because there are a few things fresh in my brain that I'm scared I'm gonna forget. So let's quickly do that. This is my Notion hub. I have a whole video on a tour for my Notion workspace. If you want to check that out, I will have that linked. I have recently redesigned it, not in the sense of the setup of the pages, just the banner images I made more colorful because they're very plain and minimal, which I did like, but I feel like my aesthetic changes every month, I feel like, or every 3 months, let's say that. So I really am bad at sticking to one thing, so that's kind of why I changed it all. If you watch the Notion tour, you will see that the banners are a bit different, but they're mostly the same thing. They say the same thing, it's just different colors. So here we have my to-do list. Again, in the Notion setup, I go into more detail about this, but I'm just gonna quickly fill this in with everything that I know I need to do today, and I can also go for this week if I want to, but let's just focus on today real quick. So that is all for today. I think tomorrow I will focus more on the weekly to-dos, just because I feel like I don't really have all that much time. It's already 10:15, so I would really like to start doing some things. Then what I usually would do also is go to the weekly review. I haven't been keeping up with this all that much. I think that's kind of why I also want to do this video. I've been kind of slacking on using Notion. I've still been using it for some things, but just like some pages I've just not been utilizing that much, which I would really love to get back into. So I think that's kind of also the reason for this. So let's quickly do that. As you can see, I've stopped doing this in February. It's currently May 8th. So yes, I would love to do this more. So I have made a template for this. Again, I have a whole video on my weekly kind of reset if you want to check that out, but I'm going to quickly just fill this in. It's basically just a review of last week, of what went well, what could have gone better, and what do I want to achieve this week. It just gives you a bit more clarity on kind of what you want to work on and where you can improve. I also do like to go to my yearly planning setup to kind of just see the goals and where I'm kind of on track with them, if I've even started some of them for Q2. I do quarterly goals, and then in each quarter I go into more details about monthly goals. It's just nice to see if you're on track of things or not. Also, in my finances section, I'm going to quickly go over that because when I go grocery shopping weekly, I do like to set a budget and kind of see how I spent my money last week to make sure I don't overspend this week, things like that. So I'm going to quickly go over that. I can't really show you all that much because it is kind of personal information, but I'll kind of just show you the gist of it. So every month I set my total and also all the expenses that I have in a table, and let that add up to know the total so that I know how much I have left. And from that money that is left, I determine how much money I have to spend per week on food, since I am mostly responsible for all the groceries for the month, and then my husband does the other bills and things like that. So that's usually what I do. So then when I have my total for the week, I go over to my weekly setups and determine how I want to spend that money that week on what groceries and things. So my setup is basically, I just write down my expense and then how much that costs. So I just do a kind of like a grocery list on here of how I want to spend my money. The total is summarized here at the bottom so that I can kind of see how much I have spent and how much I have left according to the total that I have written up here. On my phone, I'm gonna reference the meal planner that I made this morning, and then I'll just write the grocery list on here. So we have Notion here and we have Notion running here. I'm nearly done. I've just been taking off everything in Notion as I go and adjusting the prices if I need to. So yeah, almost done shopping. Right now I'm sitting down to plan out some content for the week that I need to do. So this is my Notion setup. I've recently tried out an app called Xtiles. I have a whole video on that, but I liked the way I organized it in kind of a way that is a bit more pleasing to the eye. I feel like this is very underwhelming while being overwhelming at the same time, if I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, I will redesign this some other time. It's not what this part is about. Here at the bottom, I mostly focus on my YouTube videos, so that would just be videos like this. And then here at the top, I mostly focus on my short form content, so that would be TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts. Like I said, I've been bad at keeping up with my Notion in general. So some of these I will keep on here because I reuse them often. And I also like that I have like a calendar here so that I can actually see and move things around more clearly, so I know exactly when I'm posting what. But what I want to add now is a sticker unboxing, which I'm going to film today. Then I just select all the platforms that it's going to go on. Then for YouTube videos, I'm actually a bit ahead. I have filmed a video last week, so I just have to edit that, but I would like to still film something this week so that I'm not like behind next week, or that I just have a jump start on next week. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out exactly what I want to post. These types of videos are more bonus types of videos, and these are more my planned videos that I know I want to like have like a script for sometimes, or things like that, that just has a lot more planning, because these type of vlog style videos don't have that much planning behind them. I also like to reference my ideas dump here with like a bunch of video ideas, because sometimes you need some inspiration. And it's just really easy to like throw around and say like, this is published, so I just drag it to published. It's just nice. So yeah, that is how I use this setup. As you can see, my content manager is actually pretty simple and self-explanatory. This is what I had in Xtiles, which I really like the look of, so I would like to do something like this in Notion if I can, because I feel like this was also just like a very good setup. I'm sitting down to update my book tracker in Notion real quick, but I haven't done this in a while. I also have my Kindle here so that I can actually see what I've been reading. If you didn't know, I mostly read on my Kindle. I don't really buy physical books, mostly because they're very expensive compared to Kindle books, and Kindle Unlimited is just... So yes, I mostly use my Kindle for reading. So I just quickly want to update this because I haven't in a while. So here you can see we have your currently reading section, we have up next, and then my bookshelf and just all the books that I've read. I have a video on how I track my books if you want to check that out and see like in depth about this, because I'm not going to go too much in detail. I'm going to update everything that I've currently read until this point. I usually just click here on you at the currently reading section, just change the status to complete, and then just fill this out with all the books that I've read. I have to say I'm not one to really do all the summaries unless it's like a book that I really loved. Don't really care about like doing like a whole summary of the book and all my favorite quotes and everything. And just like that, I am done. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. I'm not a very fast reader either, so it's not like it's gonna pile up a lot. But yeah, I just quickly filled that in. And this is just really a cool template. I really love it, so highly recommend. I do have a code for you guys if you want to get this template for yourself. It's included in a bundle with like a movie and series tracker as well for Notion. I will have that linked in the description box below if you want to get it for yourself for a really good price. Highly recommend it. So now I just have my currently reading updated. I have my up next, something added to my TBR, and then you can just see all my recent reads. I wanted to quickly go through this with you guys. So this is a template that I have that I reuse every single time I make a video. It is basically, I just added this banner, I added an icon, and then it just has these little outlines that I always reuse. So it has the area where I can write down a script. So I don't really script my videos word for word, but it's helpful if I want like key points that I don't want to forget in a video. Then I just write it down here and then I reference it when I'm filming. Then I have this little table here, which I write down all the shots that I need to film. So this is helpful for videos that I have a lot of B-roll. So I just write the title of the shot or kind of what I want to film in that shot. And then I write down or select whether it's A-roll or B-roll. And also then I just have a checklist if it's necessary where I can check off everything. I don't really use this every single time I make a video. Some videos like this one specifically is like very unplanned, very in the moment. But some videos, usually the ones that I post on Fridays, are a little more planned out and a little more, I don't want to say professional, but like planned out, I guess. And then lastly, I just have this section here, which is called description/timeline, where I write down what things I need to remember to put in the description box. So maybe that's a link or something, or the timetable. So usually I just reference Final Cut when I'm editing, write down all the timestamps so that I can put in the description box below as well. So that is how I use this template here that I've made to kind of plan out my video. So I'm going to quickly do this with the video that I'm planning to make next week, just so I can kind of get ahead and have it planned out so that next week I can just film, just to lessen the workload for next week. Hello everyone, it's Thursday. Don't mind me looking like an absolute potato. It's just not been my day. I'm kind of feeling a bit like under the weather. So I just wanted to quickly update you guys on the Notion situation for this week. So let's go ahead and just start this screen recording. So far you've just seen me every day kind of tackle my to-do list, which has been really nice. So like I said, I haven't been keeping up with my Notion as much as I would like, so it's been nice to just be more consistent with it, especially like this to-do list and everything. It's just really nice to keep up with and make sure I'm getting everything done that I want to. This course has just been sitting here staring at me this entire week. So let's just start by writing down our to-do list for today. I don't think I'm gonna get too much done today. Like I said, I'm under the weather. I think it's just gonna be like an editing day. I do have to get up a short though, so I'll see if I'm gonna film something for that or what the plan is. I'm just not sure. I think that's everything that I need to add here. I just want to show you guys this. I haven't really done this. I usually just do this when I'm feeling like it. I don't do this all the time. So this is my journal setup that I usually either write prayers in, or just like if I have a lot of things going on in my head, I just dump it here in like a little note. So sometimes I do go through here. Actually, this week I did just like go back to older entries that I didn't show you guys because it's kind of personal, but I did go back to older entries and just read through them sometimes. I was actually keeping up with this quite a lot when me and my husband first met, or first got to know each other really. So it's fun always to go back and read like all the little giggly things and thoughts that I had back then. It's really interesting to see. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That is, I guess, all I wanted to share with you guys this morning. So I guess I'm just gonna tackle my to-do list for the day.